Welcome to your monthly Akashic Records card reading. In this video, you're going to be given the opportunity to choose one symbol out of three. So it's a pick a symbol reading, and you will receive channeled Akashic Records guidance on whatever that piece is that you're moving through, as well as how to best support yourself moving forward on your path. Enjoy. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. I am really excited for this new piece that I'm going to be offering. So this monthly Akashic Records reading, I typically offer this over on my Instagram. And if you're here and you have been doing this with me for the last, I think I've been doing it for about a year, what I usually do is you pick one of the symbols or whatever the card is on that post, and then I send you a write-up of that Akashic Records channeled guidance. So this month, we're trying something new where I'm actually going to channel through that guidance and you're going to receive it in real time based off of the symbol that you have chosen. I'm really excited to see how this goes. So please make sure if you're here and you've been doing this with me, especially over on my Instagram, let me know which one you prefer. I'm not really stuck on which one I need to do, whether it's the video or the write-up, the writing of the channeled guidance, but this feels really fun and it feels a bit more outside of my comfort zone, which I know there's always expansion there when that's involved. So we're going to see how this goes. Let me know how it resonates for you as well. Subscribe if you are not subscribed, because I am now posting these videos once a day. This is also a piece that I'm doing, stepping out of the comfort zone, which is I've made myself a little bit of a goal to see if I can do this for 30 days straight, posting whatever feels on my heart, whatever is calling me, whatever teaching is coming through, whatever channel transmission, whatever that piece is. Today, it happens to be the Akashic Records monthly reading. But if you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe so that you're receiving these videos as I am releasing them each day. One final thing before we begin, I still have my spring reset promo on, 30% off of my Akashic Records soul readings, as well as 30% off my specialty transformation coaching container. This is a 9-session program and the savings are $600. This is massive. If you have been wanting to get in doing coaching with me, this is a really good opportunity. It's a deep dive into helping you not just experience the transformation you want to experience in your life, but really looking at all areas of your life and where those shifts are asking to be occurring, right? Often there will be resistance that's showing up. We might have a desire for something, a vision that we have for ourselves, something that we want to experience. And so the most important piece is being able to be with the resistance that shows up, the human parts of you that show up that might feel that they're not ready for that, might feel scared, might be blocking you in different ways. And so my soul coaching is very much a deep dive into helping you move through the resistance that shows up and helping you align with what the soul action is that you can be taking on your path. So if my coaching has been calling to you, this would be a great opportunity to jump on that. So how this is going to work is I'm going to provide 3 different channeled messages here. I'm going to show you here the images that you can choose from. So you've got 1, you've got 2, you've got 3. My hands might be doing this backwards, but 1, 2, 3, you get to choose. The first one being the A+, the second one being the hand, the third one being the stormy cloud. And so take a moment, breathe. If you haven't already done this over on my Instagram, which is where I post this, take a moment, feel into this. See if you can drop from your head to your heart and notice which one is resonating on a deeper level for you. This could be the same one that you initially felt pulled to, but this is a great exercise in dropping from the head to the heart. Our intuition shows up on a deeper level in the body. And it's sometimes not always the first thing or the first thought that comes through. When you drop down, you drop in and you drop down, what shows up? Okay, we're going to start. So we will start with the first one, And I'm going to put in the show notes the timestamp for you to be able to fast forward to your channeled guidance, depending on which symbol you have chosen. Okay, my friends, first symbol, A+. Let's see what wants to come through. So right away, the first word is perfectionism. It's important to understand that you are moving through a new space for yourself right now where you are deepening into greater authenticity, where you're learning more about who you are and what you desire on a deeper level, what you desire on a soul level. And the perfectionism that is showing up, it might even be very subtle. You might not even notice it as much. And so perhaps this will help bring awareness to it. The perfectionism that shows up, when we get curious around perfectionism, it can be a protective mechanism, similar to pieces like self-sabotage, similar to pieces like procrastination. There can be sometimes a deeper fear of failure, a deeper fear of how you might be judged or viewed if you don't do it perfectly, if you don't get it perfectly the first time. They want you to understand that failure is not actually a real thing. When we fail at something, this is us actually just learning more about what that piece is, maybe something we need to see clearer to then try it out a second time. Or we might begin to understand that if something doesn't work in the way that we expected, maybe those expectations were part of it not working. Or maybe that piece wasn't in alignment. And so it gives us more information around how we can shift and change or move forward from that piece. And so it's important for you to get really curious with the perfectionism that is showing up in your life right now, the ways that you are creating these rules, the ways that you are creating this prison for yourself where you can't actually expand more greatly into what you're meant to be experiencing right now for yourself. This perfectionism that is showing up, they really want you to understand that this is a way of keeping yourself safe from the uncertainty. This is a way of keeping yourself safe from stepping out of the comfort zone. This is a way of protecting yourself from how things might go and you not being ready for that, or how things might go and not being able to control that. It's a way to feel more in control. Like if I do this thing perfectly, then I can feel safer, then I can feel more in control. But then the truth is that it just keeps you procrastinating, or it keeps you stopping from doing that thing. What's coming through is showing up messy, showing up expecting that it's not going to go the way that you expect, showing up in an imperfect way, because there's some medicine here, there's some gold here that you're meant to really experience through the messy process. The way through, the way forward is giving yourself grace and giving yourself permission to show up to this piece without having all the answers, is showing up to this piece expecting that it's not going to go the way that you plan. Because when we create expectations, we are always disappointed. The way forward is allowing yourself to start to take baby steps in doing what feels true in each moment with that piece. You know, really connecting within yourself and not doing the thing that you should do, not doing the thing that your ego is telling you should do, but grounding in and taking each next baby step from a place of what feels true. Because if we go back to what they said around you stepping into greater authenticity, or you deepening into more of who you truly are, these little baby steps that you're being invited to take are actually helping you build greater trust within yourself. They're also helping you get to know yourself clearer on a deeper level, because you're slowing down and you're starting to listen to yourself. You're listening to the little nudges. You're listening to the little baby steps that feel true to you. And so not only are you getting to know yourself better, but you're building trust in that process because you're listening and following. And so there is so much encouragement here to, can you release some of the pressure of getting this perfectly? Because one, you never will. We never will. And two, can you allow yourself to have a little bit more fun with the process? And fun might not be the right word. Can you allow yourself to be more present in the process? Seeing that even what you label as a mistake actually holds so much medicine, that what you label as failure, one is the ego, two holds so much medicine, because it's in the failure, it's in these risks that we take that don't always go the way that we expect, is we learn so much more about ourselves through that process. We learn more about what it is that we desire. We learn more about where it is that we want to go with that piece. We learn more about what we want to do next from that place. That is the expansion journey. And it's imperfect, and it's messy, and it's not linear. And so see the ways in which you are blocking yourself. See the ways in which you are holding yourself back. See the ways in which the stalling that is occurring in your life is your own resistance. You have to get really honest with yourself here. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, and really look at the parts of you that are holding yourself back to protect you, to keep you safe. Small baby steps in what feels true, expecting that there are going to be mistakes, there are going to be roadblocks, there are going to be things that don't go the way that you want, and this is part of the process. Okay, my friends, this is the second channeled message, channeled guidance on the symbol of the hand. Let's see what wants to come through. Boundaries. Boundaries is big block letters. Boundaries with, and it feels like it's very much so, this is relationships for sure, especially if it's a romantic partnership where you might be noticing you're exhausted, you're depleted, you're drained, you're so tired. And yes, this is collective energy that's also showing up right now. But it is also important to not just say, hey, this is something out there, but could this also be part of my own patterning? Right? Because part of the reason why you're so depleted, you're so exhausted, is because you're carrying too much, is because you're taking too much on, is because you won't let yourself release some of the weight. You won't let yourself let go of everything that you're carrying, especially in your partnership, especially in romantic relationship. If you're not in partnership, they're talking about close relationships in your life. If you are in partnership, this is directed to you with your partnership. Too much weight that you are carrying. And so boundaries, right? And we're going to get to this in terms of how you can move forward, but understanding a little bit more about this pattern for yourself. There's this piece coming through of like savior pattern, because when you can save everyone, there's a purpose there. When you can save everyone, it helps you feel better about yourself. When you can save everyone, it gives you a lot of roles in your life. It gives you a lot of meaning in your life. And there's no judgment coming through here. This is just matter of fact information that this pattern serves a purpose. It always has throughout your life, especially if people didn't know how to take care of themselves when you were younger. Maybe the adults in your life, your parents, your caregivers, maybe you took care of a lot of your siblings in your life. This is a pattern that you've had. This is a role that you have played throughout your life. And it's only going to get harder and harder and harder, because as the collective energy continues to get bigger and more intense, you will continue to feel this in a more intense way, because it will become way too hard for you to carry everything. And you might be noticing this. You might be noticing this in health problems that are showing up, in health challenges, because your body is speaking to you. Your body is trying to communicate to you everything that your body is trying to process and move through, like everything of everyone else's that you're carrying. It's this heavy burden, this heavy weight. And so if you've had a lot of sort of mystery health conditions that are showing up, check in with yourself, because it could very much be related to this pattern of carrying everything of everybody else's. And they want to talk about this piece around the savior mentality, the savior pattern. There is a part of you that finds this pattern very familiar and therefore finds it very safe to carry everything of everyone else's, or to carry everything for everyone else. It's like heavy shoulders, heavy weight on the shoulders. I'm seeing like a massive like backpack on your shoulders. So notice also your posture. If it's hard for you to kind of like sit up straight, if you have a lot of pain in your shoulders, if you get a lot of reoccurring injuries or soreness in your upper back and shoulders, this pattern is one that is familiar. It is one that feels safe, because if you can carry everything from everyone else or of everyone else, there's control there. There's a sense of control there, right? Because what if you were to give that back to them? Can they take care of themselves? And if there's uncertainty there, that doesn't feel good. That feels scary. That feels uncertain, right? And so I'll just carry it for everyone because I can feel more in control. And so you got to get really honest with yourself here. How much longer are you going to be able to do this? Because I see it's very taxing on your body. It's taking a lot of energy. It's taking a lot of work, and your body's really trying to communicate to you that it can't do it anymore. And it's going to get harder, and the physical symptoms are going to get worse, because your body, your temple, can only process and clear so much without proper boundaries. And so how do you move forward? You really first have to get very honest with yourself. You can't do this anymore. You just can't. Number two, you take inventory. What are the relationships in my life where I am doing this, specifically romantically? And if you're not in a romantic relationship, what's coming through too is getting really clear on this now before you get into your next relationship, because you will get invited into this pattern again in your next romantic relationship. Number three, starting to meet your needs first. That's going to be uncomfortable. But starting to make your needs the first priority, even if it's something really small at the beginning of your day. But you have to expect there's going to be a lot of resistance here. Your body is, your mind is probably going to say to you, if this is a really familiar deep pattern, we don't need to do that. Or it will find subtle ways to resist, to not make your needs a priority. It will come up with all the reasons and all the excuses. And so this is a choice. You have to start making your needs a priority. Otherwise, your body will only continue to take a toll, and it will no longer be able to carry what it has been carrying. And you're probably feeling this. Okay, my friends, this is the third channeled message, the third piece of guidance here for symbol number 3. I guess you could call this like swirly clouds, however you want to refer to it, but this is the image, this is the message. So the first phrase that's coming through here is in the head, block letters, thoughts. There's a lot of mental activity going on. Feels like you're having a hard time getting out of your head. It feels like a lot of thoughts, a lot of processing or trying to process things up in the mind. And this is actually making life what feels like feel more chaotic, feel busier, feel more overwhelming, because it feels like you're staying up here a lot. Part of what, and we're going to get to this of how to move yourself forward, but part of what needs to occur here is dropping in, is grounding, is it's not that all of this is not important. It's what are you doing with it? Are you writing it down? Are you giving yourself time to be in your body so that this energy can drop in and you can receive what the wisdom is of it? This can only get us so far, and we're really starting to enter into a time and space with our levels of consciousness where we can't stay up here anymore. It's like that's part of why we're finding so much resistance, and we're feeling like the mind is so much louder. The ego is fighting it even more, because what we're going to be entering into is learning how to become better and more efficient at dropping down and dropping in. Because what occurs is when we go from here to here, we drop in and we create space. And what you get in the space is the clarity. What you get in the space is the truth. What you get in the space is understanding how to move yourself forward, or being able to see what are the pieces that I'm supposed to be seeing here, understanding here, feeling here, moving forward with here. And so this is about, first of all, becoming really aware of how busy your mind is. It almost feels like if you picked this symbol, you also are stronger in, okay, so we have these gifts in all of our different clairs, but claircognizance is our ability to receive through the mind, through the thoughts. But we have to be able to drop down into the body to understand the deeper truth of that piece, right? A download is receiving through the mind and dropping down. And so if you pick this, it feels like you are stronger in your claircognizance, but it's not going to be a true gift for you if you're staying up here too much. Because if you're staying up here, one, you're not practicing discernment of what you are receiving, of what is yours, what is maybe from your spirit team, or what is the collective. So being able to practice awareness of what it is that you are receiving. What is the truth? What are the things that you're supposed to be seeing clearer? What is your higher self, or something that you're picking up from out in the collective? What is the ego? And so discernment is so important, and you could really start to write these pieces down, practicing awareness of what is showing up, what feels like yours, and even just starting to write down what feels important to write down, because you're going to start to notice patterns in what you are receiving. And the other piece here is grounding into the body, getting out of the head into the body. Every day, getting out of your head. And your ego is going to fight you on this. Your ego is going to tell you, oh, no, we should stay up here. We need to figure this out up here. We need to process this up here. We need to organize this up here. We need to solve this up here. No. You drop into the body. You create space. And what is still there after that is the truth. It's not going to go anywhere. Your ego is also going to tell you we're going to lose this. If it is meant for you, if it is truth, it will still be there when the space is cleared. So getting into the body, grounding the energy, getting out of the mind, writing things down, that is how you're going to create greater clarity. That is how you're going to move through the overwhelm that you are experiencing and the chaos that is going on in the mind. Friends, thank you for being here. If you're still here, I'm going to try to do these once a month. There's lots here. If you have any questions about what you received, don't hesitate to reach out or comment below. And I will see you tomorrow.